Hey everybody, it's Monday morning. I was thinking about our Unfiltered series, like it concludes next Sunday. Yesterday we talked about compassion, and the challenge I had was to be compassionate to another person this week. And I really want you to take me up on that. I want you to see what it's going to do through you, and then also in you. We're created in God's image. God is compassionate, and our life is going to be best when we can live out that compassion. So be kind, be patient with someone you love, do it with a complete stranger. Model that type of compassion that David showed to Mephibosheth. Now, next week, we're going to close our series Unfiltered, and I think the filters of life wear us out. This whole idea that we're trying to be somebody that we're not, and it makes us busy, it makes us tired, it makes us stressed out. So we're going to talk about Sabbath, which is God's idea. Now, another way to think about Sabbath is like it's rest, it's balance, it's focus, it's harmony in our life, and that's God's plan. God's plan is not busyness, it's not stress, it's not anxiety, it's not being overwhelmed. So one thing I hear people say sometimes is that they do the Sabbath to earn God's love. God tells us to take one day of rest and make that day holy. Therefore, if we do that, we earn God's love. And that's not the case. Sabbath is a demonstration of God's love. So Jesus even says this. I think it's in Matthew chapter 2, verse 27, where he says something like, Sabbath was made to meet the needs of the people, not people to meet the needs or the requirements of the Sabbath. So here, think this is God's gift to you. God is saying slow down, rest, be restored. There's plenty of time to work. You can do that for 6 days, but one day you just gotta rest and be replenished. Now, Sabbath is not going to happen on accident. This takes planning. You're not going to default to Sabbath. You'll default to work. You'll default to filters. You'll default to anxiety. Sabbath takes intentional planning. So I want you to think about Sabbath daily. What that might look for you, and then think about Sabbath also weekly, what that might look like for you. So Sabbath is probably going to involve about four things. One of them is going to be prayer, where we can be like Mary in that story of Mary and Martha, and sit at the feet of Jesus, cry out to him, confess, ask, and listen. Have that time of prayer. Now, silence is going to be the next one. So when I think about silence, I think about all the noise and all the clutter and all the distractions of the world. And I really think it's challenging to hear God and all that noise and all that distraction and all that clutter. God is going to be best heard in the silence. So, find times each day, find, a chunk of time each week where there's some silence in your life where, you can be restored and hear God. One of them is going to be rest. I'll ask someone how they're doing, and probably the most common response I get is, I'm tired. And rest is, Jesus says something like, all you who are tired and weary and carry heavy ladens, come to me and I will give you rest. Tired is not God's plan for your life. Rest is God's plan for your life, or rested is God's plan for your life. And the last one is play. Now, just look at two words. There's the word recreate, which is, the biblical word, and then we have our English word recreation, and these words are almost identical. So my encouragement this week is to find a time, at least once, where you do something you love with somebody you love. That's going to do just wonders for your soul. In his book Works of Love, Søren Kierkegaard, he talks about one of the things he says in there is he says, don't forget to love yourself. One of the best things that you can do for yourself, and one of the best things that you can do for the world, is to give the world your best self. So, in addition to being compassionate and giving love to the world, one of the things I want you to do this week as well, and I'm going to try to do it too, is to love myself, and to take a break, daily and then weekly as well, where I have a chance to be more focused and balanced and rested and have some more harmony in my life. So that's coming up on Sunday. Some thoughts on Sabbath. So have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you Sunday morning at the water's edge.